The next stitch I'd like to show you is called a brick stitch, and it's called that for very obvious reasons. It looks like a brick. So what you want to do is you're just going to go straight across, not diagonally for this one. So we're going to go vertically to just the next hole. Whoops. Now the next time I'm going to skip one. And then back I'll do a single one. And a double. Okay. Just like if you lay bricks, you have to lay a half brick at the beginning. Now all the other stitches are going to be the long stitches. And what you should always do is try to come up from an empty hole. So don't come up from this hole. Come up from an empty hole. And skip one. And you probably shouldn't get your yarn caught in the canvas, but that happens sometime. Okay, I'm skipping one. And come up again. Skip one hole. Come up again. Skip one hole. Okay, so I'm going to make all the stitches at this point are going to be the same length, of course, until you get to the end, then some of them are going to have to be short. But you can see it sort of starts to look like the pattern of bricks, except I made a mistake here. Look at that. Now, this is what to do when you go in wrong. You take the needle, if you can, and go back out through the hole and undo it. Sometimes you have to completely pull the thing out, and sometimes you just have to take a scissor. So this is the hole I should have gone in. That is one of the nice things about needlepoint, is you can always just undo it or take a scissor and cut something out if you make a mistake. So this is what a brick stitch is going to look like. You'll have, the stitches will be alternated, but they'll all be the same length. Hope you can see that on my camera. Now I'd like to talk about how to take care of the edges. Once you've done a piece of canvas, you want to do something about the edges. And as I said earlier, we got to start this by threading the yarn through the back, and that will hold it. Well, this is very easy. You're just going to come up from the back. And then again, I'll just go one over and come up from the back. And there. You just have to be a little more careful with this one, but it's really a no-brainer. You just keep going through. And there's another one. See, I should mention that sometimes, of course, you're going through a hole that already has a piece of yarn in it. So sometimes you have to pull a little hard to get it through. As long as you don't do that in the first one and then pull out the piece of yarn you have on the back. And now we're down at the corner, and now I can show you. You may also want to sew two pieces together. So, of course, you put the two wrong sides together, and you come up here. Now sometimes when you're sewing the corner, you might want to sew more than one stitch in the corner. This is what happens when your yarn falls out of your needle, which tends to happen if it gets too short. So I'm going to rethread here. Okay. You're so lucky you're getting to see me making these mistakes, so I can fix them. And then we just go back through here. And so on and so on. And that would be how you sew two pieces together. And that just about covers most of the stitches that you'll ever need. The one thing I wanted to mention to you is when we did the half cross and the Gobelin stitch, we went diagonally. You can go directly vertically or directly horizontally, but you should be aware if you have really thin yarn that you may see a little bit of the canvas in between the stitches. That's why we usually go diagonally. But anyway, the stitches I've shown you account for like 95% of the work that I've done so far. I guess there are other stitches, I just don't know about them. And the other 5% are things I just made up on the spot for a special need. For example, I was making Christmas ornaments and I wanted it to be like a star, and it's pretty easy to figure out how to do that. So that's it, and happy needle pointing.